For many years, Russia has criticized NATO's eastward expansion. With this, President Putin justified the Russian troop marches on the border with Ukraine. But the USA is now proposing a compromise. According to US government sources, the US and its allies are ready to hold talks with Russia about limiting certain military activities in Eastern Europe. In the upcoming talks in Geneva about the Ukraine crisis, a mutual limitation of military exercises and the deployment of missiles in the region could be discussed, said at least a high-ranking official in the administration of US President Joe Biden on Saturday. But the US government official also made it clear that it was not up to Moscow to decide which countries would enter into alliances. In connection with NATO, we call this an open door, and neither Russia nor any other country will slam it, he said. In the bilateral negotiations, however, progress on issues such as military maneuvers or the stationing of offensive missile systems is conceivable. The US is also waiting for Moscow again before military escalation in the Ukraine crisis. The government official said that such a move would result in financial and economic sanctions as well as armament of Ukraine by the US. Overall, however, the US side dampened expectations before the talks and warned of Russian disinformation. There will be no firm commitments in these talks that will be serious and concrete, said the US government officials. All issues would then be examined in Washington and discussed with allies during the week. The government official said he would not be surprised if the Russian side spread false reports about US concessions in order to divide the allies. The meeting takes place against the backdrop of the Ukraine crisis, as I said. The US government official said the delegations would likely meet for a preliminary talk on Sunday evening, which was yesterday, after arriving in Geneva. The actual talks between the USA and Russia in Swiss City would take place today. The US delegation is led by Vice Secretary of State Wendy Sherman. A meeting of the NATO-Russia Council is scheduled for January 12th in Brussels, the first in 2.5 years. Thereafter, there will be talks in Vienna on January 13th within the framework of the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, that is, you might have more often heard it, the OSCE. The US has been accusing Russia of building troops in areas quite up on the border with Ukraine for weeks. It is feared that Russian soldiers could invade the ex-Soviet republic. Russia denies such plans, and Russia, for its part, is resisting the admission of further Eastern European countries to NATO and is demanding a guarantee that Ukraine will never become a member of the alliance. Yeah, but that won't happen. I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.